congratulations on the win. What were your thoughts on the match?
It's always has its ebbs and flows. I thought we started probably the first 5 minutes a little bit slow, but really from about the 6 or 7 minute mark, I think we were pretty good for that first half. The back end of that, most of the first quarter, I thought we were really good and played some really good footy. We were highly engaged in it, emotionally tuned into the contest, and I thought their straight kicking was a factor in that first half, and I thought we played pretty well. They obviously rolled the dice there in the last quarter, but we held up strong, and it was pleasing. It's always pleasing to come over here and get a win.
Would have been happy the way you answered. Every time they sort of had a charge at you, were able to answer it.
Yeah, I think that was the most pleasing part of it, is that they were obviously having a crack, and then they hit a score and the crowd gets up and about behind him, and then we'd answer, and I think that was a good sign to be able to hold that momentum and counter-punch back, and that's always important. They're going to have their turn, but then counter-punch back and go again, and I thought we did that pretty well.
You play against a team that hasn't won a first quarter nearly all season, and you guys, particularly since around 9 or 10, your first halves have been very good. You've been in front nearly at half. Is there something you specifically train starts of games? Is it something that you can train and impact on how you start a game?
No, if you're asking for that, it's something I don't know. Yeah. No, it's not something specific. It's you don't get enough time to train. You're always trying to train with high intensity. So, no. I don't know what it is. I can't give you an answer. If you find the answer, can you let me know? That'd be nice.
How did you do the midfield battle, John? Your big body's so pretty influential in there.
Yeah, they were pretty good too. They had a bit of the ball as well, and I thought it was a pretty pivotal battle in there. It was pretty, probably in the end it probably evened itself out, and I thought that both midfields had their moments, and McLean probably did a good job, and Joel but I thought that both midfields at different times had their moments, and sort of a few goals from CBs at different times, and with that the 6-6 and 6. If you're losing CBs and they're coming out cleanly, you get scored against. But we actually did the scoring a few times out of CBs, which was pleasing. Efficiency coming out of going forward, a couple of times out of CBs was good.
How about Lance, and particularly in the third quarter, the 2 goals that he was able to kick in that period?
Yeah, it was good. He got he just got a knock on his knee in the first 5 minutes. He just came off at one stage and it was a bit sore, and he got on the bike and got warmed up again, and away he went. And he was good. Yeah, there was moments tonight he just stood up and did what he wanted to do, what he had to do at the certain time that he had to do it, and imposed himself. He's just such a massive competitor. Still at 36 to be able to do what he does. Hopefully we've found a bit of a rhythm with his training. It comes into an 8-day break this week, was suited that. We'll see how he pulls up. It's week by week, but he was good. He
likes this venue.
Yeah.
Probably likely his last appearance here, let's call it that. Good to send him off a little bit.
Well, I'm not going to go down that path. It's not for me to go down that path, but I thought he did okay today, I thought he played well.
You're finding McCartan back, third game back. How's he finding his feet? And by having the stability of him and now Rampy, the two of them back together again? Yeah,
we've had for a fair bit of the year, we've had 3 times 4 of our starting defensive 6 out from last year for large slabs of the year. And when you miss large parts of the year, it takes a bit to come back, just your timing. And I was just talking to Tommy about it before, and that takes a few weeks to get your timing right, and your match fitness. Even Chad just being out for a couple of weeks, it's that the game just is that intense. It keeps going, and so that was pleasing. To be able to get that about 6 or 7 together and have a bit of synergy amongst them.
Does it give you stability enough to have it until at the 8 now, 5 to go?
Oh, we're just talking about what's in front of us, and that's what we spoke about last week against a very good team, the Bulldogs, and coming over here, we play another away game, got back-to-back away next week in Melbourne, so we'll go to Melbourne next week and see what's in front of us, and just play what we see. And as long as we come with intensity and intent, that's all we can ask.
Are you treating every game like a final? You're pretty much must win from here on out. Is that how you're looking at it?
We're treating every game like we just we've got to put our best foot forward every game. It's just what we normally do. We don't, no matter where we've been on the ladder over the years. It's not something we look at. It's just something we need to do right now. Is to play good footy, and we've got a few players back. And we need to keep going. We just need to play good footy, and I don't know where that takes us, but hopefully it takes us for a win like it did today, and we'll get into next week.
Are you having
How great is it to see someone like Luke Parker? I mean, all the talk's been about your young midfield brigade, but you've got someone in Parker who just steps up and absolutely owns that contest tonight.
Yeah. Look, he was good. I mean, I think that you probably underestimate, and Freo's pretty young too. They're a pretty young group, and we had a pretty young midfield. If you look at, Errol and Chad and Campbell and Rowie, and there's a pretty young group there. We've got sort of Parksy, but then you're sort of down at Millsy's probably at the top of that as far as age-wise, apart from Parks, and so it's it was good for him to have a good game. He's strong and solid and consistent, and that was a good game from him.
Are you having a look at Errol a little bit more on the inside tonight?
We just did that just because Millsy was a little bit banged up during the week, and so we thought we'd put him out on the wing, and so Errol's been terrific out on the wing for us, but Millsy was a little bit banged up, and so that's why we just flipped it for a fair bit of the game. Just give Errol a run inside and go keep Millsy out of it a little bit. Hopefully get him through a game, see how he pulls up, and hopefully he's pulled up okay, and that was the rationale behind that.
And you mentioned Franklin copped that early knock to his knee. Do you think he'll be okay for next week?
I kept going. He was fine. He got on a bike. He was a Tour de France there for a second, and had the yellow jersey on, and away he went just to get it warm. But he bounced back fine. So we'll see how he goes next week. But he finished the game really strongly, which was good.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.